Have you ever wondered where all your time goes, why it feels like we're always running out of it? This question is a riddle that's puzzled us for centuries. We're surrounded by time, yet it's perpetually elusive, slipping through our fingers like sand in an hourglass. You see, time is a strange creature. We all have the same amount in a day, 24 hours, 1440 minutes, 86,400 seconds, and yet it never feels like enough. This is the paradox of time. It's finite and infinite, abundant and scarce all at once. We often find ourselves squandering precious hours on trivial activities, losing sight of the bigger picture. How many times have you looked up from your phone, only to realize you've spent an hour scrolling through social media or watching videos of cute kittens? The reality is, every second is a gift, a fleeting moment that we'll never get back. It's time to take control of your time. So, what activities are eating up most of your time? Let's dive into the common culprits that are likely stealing precious minutes, even hours, from your day. First off, we have the digital black hole, social media. We've all been there, mindlessly scrolling through feeds, watching videos, and before you know it, an hour has slipped away. It's easy to underestimate just how much time we spend in the virtual world. But when you add it all up, it can be quite staggering. Next up, we have the art of procrastination. It's the "I'll do it later" mentality that keeps us from getting things done. Whether it's delaying a project, putting off chores, or ignoring an email, procrastination can truly be a silent time thief. It's not just about the time you waste today, but the additional time you'll need to rush things later. Then we have the trap of unnecessary worrying. We've all spent time stressing over things that are out of our control. It's natural to worry, but when it becomes a habit, it can consume a significant portion of our day. Not to mention, it's mentally exhausting and doesn't contribute to any productive outcomes. Lastly, there's unproductive multitasking. It might seem like you're getting more done by juggling multiple tasks at once, but research shows it can actually eat up more time. Our brains aren't designed to handle multiple tasks effectively at the same time, so instead of saving time, you're likely wasting it. When you put it all together, these habits can eat up large chunks of our day. They're sneaky, they creep into our routine, and before we know it, we're wondering where all our time has gone. But here's the good news: recognizing these culprits is half the battle. Identifying these culprits is the first step towards reclaiming your time. So start paying attention to where your time is going. It's the first step in making every second count. Now that we know what's stealing our time, how do we fight back? Well, let's dive into some practical solutions. The first step in avoiding time waste is setting clear goals. Without a destination in mind, you're just aimlessly wandering, and that's a quick path to wasting time. So set short-term and long-term goals. They provide a roadmap, a clear direction for where you want to go and what you want to achieve. They're like a compass, guiding you through the forest of distractions and time wasters. But setting goals isn't enough. You need to prioritize your tasks. Imagine your tasks as a bunch of rocks, pebbles, and sand. The rocks represent your most important tasks, the ones that align with your goals. The pebbles are the less critical tasks, and the sand is the least important stuff. If you try to fill a jar with sand first, then pebbles, you won't have room for the rocks. But if you start with the rocks, then add the pebbles, and finally the sand, everything fits. That's the power of prioritization. Now, let's talk about time management tools. These are your secret weapons in the battle against time waste. There's a plethora of apps and tools out there designed to help you manage your time more effectively. From calendars to task managers to productivity trackers, these tools can help you stay organized, keep track of your tasks, and ensure you're spending your time wisely. They're like your personal time-saving assistants, always ready to help you make the most of your day. So, there you have it. 3 practical solutions to stop wasting your time: setting clear goals, prioritizing tasks, and using time management tools. Implement these strategies, and you'll start to see a difference. You'll find that you're not only saving time, but also achieving more. Remember, every minute saved is a minute earned. Still with me? Good. Let's dive deeper into more strategies. We've already laid the groundwork with some fundamental solutions. Now let's step it up a notch with some advanced tactics. One such strategy is delegation. Now, This might sound like a corporate buzzword, but it's far from it. Delegation is about understanding that not every task requires your personal touch. Whether it's in your personal or professional life, learning to delegate can save you oodles of time. Hand off tasks that others can handle while you focus on those that demand your unique skills and attention. The beauty of delegation is that it not only frees up your time, but also empowers others, creating a win-win situation. Next up, let's talk about minimizing distractions. In this digital age, we are constantly bombarded with notifications, emails, and endless streams of information. It's easy to get lost in this sea of distractions. But how about setting aside dedicated time slots for these diversions? Establish a distraction time during your day when you attend to your social media, emails, or that addictive game. This way you're not constantly interrupting your flow, and you can give your undivided attention to the task at hand. Lastly, but most importantly, setting boundaries. It's crucial to draw the line between your work and personal life. Set clear expectations with your colleagues, friends, and family about your availability. Let them know when you are working, when you're available for chit-chat, and when you need your me time. Remember, your time is valuable and deserves respect just like anyone else's. These strategies might seem a bit daunting at first, but remember, Rome wasn't built in a day. Start small and gradually incorporate these tactics into your daily routine. Be patient and kind to yourself during this process. It won't be long before you start to see the benefits. With these strategies in your arsenal, you're well equipped to conquer time waste. There's one more weapon in our time-saving toolkit: mindfulness. Let's take a moment to unravel this concept. Mindfulness, in its simplest form, is the practice of being fully present and engaged in the moment, aware of our thoughts and feelings without distraction or judgment. It's about taking a step back and observing the world around us rather than being swept up in it. Now, how does mindfulness help us make better use of our time? Being mindful means being in control of our attention. When we're mindful, we are able to focus on our tasks at hand without being waylaid by distractions or unnecessary thoughts. This focus, this undivided attention, is what makes us more productive. Imagine yourself going through your day like a mindful observer. You're not just rushing from task to task. Instead, you're fully engaged in each activity, savoring the experience and performing each task to the best of your ability. You're not just doing things, you're experiencing them. This is what it means to be mindful. In a world that's always rushing, mindfulness allows us to slow down. It helps us to appreciate the moment instead of always looking ahead to the next thing on our to-do list. It's about quality, not quantity. It's about being, not doing. But let's not be mistaken. Mindfulness is not just about relaxation or peace of mind. It's a practical tool that can drastically improve our time management skills. When we're mindful, we're less likely to procrastinate and more likely to stick to our schedule. We're more aware of how we're spending our time, allowing us to make conscious choices instead of falling into habitual patterns. So, how do we cultivate mindfulness? It's not as elusive as it might seem. It can be as simple as taking a few minutes each day to sit quietly, focusing on your breath, or even just paying attention to the sensation of your feet hitting the ground as you walk. Mindfulness isn't just a buzzword, it's a powerful tool for time management. Before we wrap up, let's quickly recap what we've learned today. We started with the time paradox, a concept that emphasizes the importance of time. It's a priceless, non-renewable resource that we often take for granted. We then delved into the culprits of time waste, from distractions and procrastination to lack of planning and poor time management. But there's hope. We explored practical solutions to stop wasting time. First, we highlighted the importance of setting clear, achievable goals and the power of prioritizing tasks. Next, we discussed how to utilize productivity tools and techniques like the Pomodoro technique and time blocking to manage our time more effectively. We also emphasized the power of mindfulness. Being present and fully engaged in our tasks helps us to avoid distractions and improve our productivity. Remember, time is the greatest asset we have. Use it wisely and stop wasting your life.